Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Billyon Richardson with NIM 2103050001, and today I would like to show you my presentation is about general American values. Well, without wasting the time, let me begin. Living in a foreign country and adjusting the new culture can be very rewarding experience, but it can also be a difficult one if you do not understand the values of the society. Values are ideas about what is right and what is wrong, desirable and undesirable, normal and abnormal, proper and improper. People who grow up in a particular culture share a certain values. This means that most of the time, agree with each other in ideas about what is right and what is wrong, desirable and undesirable. To understand the political, economic, social, and even personal behavior of any group of people, we must first know the dominant values of their culture, which are passed down from one generation to other through learning. American culture has been enriched by the values of belief system of virtually every part of the world. Consequently, it is impossible to be comprehensive. Nevertheless, a few selected values are at the core of the American value system. While it will be impossible to be comprehensive, there are a few selected core values which we will discuss. Okay, the first that we will discuss is about freedom. Freedom, Americans commonly regard their society as the freest and the best in the world. Americans' understanding of freedom is shaped by the founding father belief that all people are equal and that role of the government is to protect each person's basic inalienable rights. The United States Constitution Bill of Rights assure individual rights, including provision for freedom of speech, press, and religion. No one single church dominates or control in the U.S. There is a religious diversity. By freedom, Americans mean to desire and the right all individuals to control their own destiny without outside interference from the government, a ruling noble class, the church, or any other organized authority. Okay, the second topic that we will discuss is about individualism. Okay, individualism, a freedom focused on the individual. And individualism has strong philosophical roots in America. Thomas Jefferson, the belief that a free individual's identity should be held sacred and that his or her dignity and integrity should not be violated. Relying on one's own and personal independence are the most important virtues. Relying on one's own and personal independence are the most important virtues. It emphasizes a personal and insists the personal should be kept by the independence of thinking and action. Individualism is become the core culture of America. Individualism, understood not only as self-reliance but also an economic self-sufficiency, has been a central theme in American history. Frontier heroes who braved the wilderness alone, farmers whose success depended on their ability to convert the hardship of land and resourcefulness, the celebration of the small business who became a financial success on his own, individual proprietorship in business is still extolled as the ideal. The third topic that we will discuss is about punctuality. Punctuality is the characteristic of being able to complete requirement task or fulfill an obligation before or at a predetermined time. Punctual is often used synonymously with on time. It is a common misconception that punctual can also taking about grammar means to be accurate. That's why American place a high values of punctuality. For example, if you make a plans with someone, you should be there when you say you will. 3 to 5 minutes early is even better because it shows that you are really looking forward to spending time with the other person. Most people will allow you 5 or 10 minutes to come late, but more than that, it's considered a bad form. Not showing up at all called standing someone up is considered a very rude, and unless you have a good reason, the other person may never want to make plans with you again. In American culture, the commitment to spend time with someone is more important than anything else that might happen. Americans go to great lengths to keep their commitment. Okay, the fourth topic that we will discuss about volunteerism. Volunteering is generally considered an altruistic activity and it's intended to promote good or improve human quality of life, which in return produce a feeling of self-worth and respect, but no financial gain. Volunteering is also famous for skill development, socialization, and fun. It is also intended to make contact of possible employment or for a variety of other reasons. Volunteers are highly motivated people, workers who organize themselves and the other to solve a particular community problem or meet an immediate social need, rather than waiting for someone else to usually to do it. Volunteers are the giving heart of America, essential to our nation's social and economic well-being. They do hard but important work, such as helping kids learn to read and stay in school, rebuilding communities after disaster, connecting veterans to service, bringing life back to forgotten neighborhood, and much more. The fifth topic that we will discuss is about equality. Equality, the Declaration of Independence state that all men are created equal. In many ways, people believe this. We can see equality in such common practice as waiting in line. When we go to the bank, to the post office, or the immigration, we will be asked to take a number and wait. Regardless of how important or trivial our need is, we'll be treated like everyone else. First come, first servers. We can also see equality in the classroom. All students are the same in the eyes of professor, and many professors view students, particularly the graduated student, as their equals. Professors may ask students to call them by their first name. The sixth topic that we will discuss is about informality. Informality, this belief in equality, causes Americans to be rather informal in their behavior toward other people. Many people visiting the United States are surprised by the informality of American speech, dress, and posture. Don't mistake this for rudeness or irreverence. It's just a part of their culture. Informality is right understood and idealism in practice, or demonstrably in action. The right of the individual balanced by his responsibilities in the basic unit is the family. The American visiting Indonesia, on the other hand, might be surprised to see that in Indonesia, for example, the parents-children relationship is rather formal, while children have to respect their parents and parents still have the authority, and there is no equality at home. Okay, the seventh topic that we will discuss is about idealizing with what is practical. Many historians believe that the most of the belief and values which are characteristically American emerge within the context of the frontier experience. Survival in the wilderness was best achieved through robust individualism. Survival experience also explains the American tendency to idealize whatever is practical. In America, what work is what count. Inventiveness was necessary for survival. This can-do spirit is something Americans are proud of today. They like to think they are natural born to do it yourself. The eighth topic that we will discuss is mobility. Mobility in America is not a sign of aimlessness but optimism. Moving about from place to place is such a common and accepted practice to most Americans. Take it for granted that they may live in 4 or 5 cities during their lifetime. Americans hate to feel that buying a house might immobilize them forever. The last is progress. In associated with the ideas of freedom is the ideal of progress. The nation progress has been measured by the taming of the frontier and industrial expansion. The desire to progress by making us of the opportunities is important to American. In this immigrant society, progress is personally measured a family progress over generation. Many Americans can boast that which each succeeding generation since the first ancestor arrived. The family status has improved. The classic American family saga is all about progress. The great grandparents work hard and suffer poverty and alienation so that they can provide a good education for their children. The second generation, motivated by the same vision of the future and willingness to work hard and make sacrifice, pass this value to their children. The attainment of the vision of one's grandparents is part of the American dream. Okay, I think that's all of my presentation. Thank you very much for hearing my presentation. And if I make a mistake of my pronunciation is bad, I'm very sorry. So, with thank yous and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.